with Arctic Monkeys, this is I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor. Don't believe the hype.
Back in 2005, a new band was about to break out in the UK indie music scene and go on to beat Oasis's record for the fastest selling debut album in the UK. Four lads from Sheffield just did the impossible.
Who are you?
Alex.
From?
Sheffield.
From?
Arctic Monkeys.
From the Arctic Monkeys?
Yeah.
Releasing their debut album, which would still be massive nearly 20 years later, and the start of a legacy.
Stop making the eyes at me, I'll stop making the eyes at you.
Featuring witty lines and indie rock parts borderlining on punk.
Oh yeah, like loads, yeah, there were all sorts of stuff about like cigarettes and stuff. There were some stinkers in there. Arguably there still is.
After the huge success of their debut album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, they went back into the studio to release their sophomore album in 2007, Favourite Worst Nightmare, with huge songs like Brainstorm, Teddy Picker, and 505. This time working with legendary producer James Ford, who would polish the band's sound and arrangements and eventually be known as the Fifth Monkey. 2 years later, they'd meet up with their good pal Josh Homme and make the pilgrimage to the Joshua Tree Desert to completely shift their sound to a much more dark, syrupy and desert rock inspired indie banger, featuring songs like Crying Lightning,
The next time that I caught my own reflection, it was on its way to meet you.
and a more stripped back ballad, Cornerstone.
I saw your sister in the cornerstone, on the phone to the middleman. When I saw that she...
A further 2 years pass and Arctic Monkeys enter legendary recording studios Sound City to make a summer-inspired album that would fit right in with driving down the highway in Los Angeles. This album is not as loved by many fans, but still has amazing singer-songwriter tunes like Suck It and See and Love Is a Laser Quest. And now we come to the big boy, the album that catapulted Arctic Monkeys from a big band to an absolutely huge rock band that would be loved all over the world, AM. Alex Turner wanted this album to sound sultry, sexy, and an after midnight album that would fit right in with the more hip-hop side of music.
Have you got colour in your cheeks? Do you ever get that feel that you can't
Do I Want to Know encapsulates this ethos perfectly, but today we're going to take a look at Are You Mine?
I'm a puppet on a string, Tracy Island, time traveling diamond, could have shaped heartaches that come to find you for in some velvet morning.
My personal favourite Arctic Monkeys song, and what makes this song such a standout indie rock tune in the last 20 years, gathering fans from all over the world. From its fuzzed out dual guitar parts, thick boy bass tones, epic drums and mixing from Chad Blake. Let's see exactly why this song is so great. The song opens with an unusual dual guitar part, playing notes an octave apart with heavy use of a whammy bar to give some heavy vibrato, and a slight amount of reverb before the classic drums come pounding in. The song kicks off in such a quick and impressive way. Alex Turner begins his crooning straight away and grabs the listener in a headlock.
I'm a puppet on a string, Tracy Island, time traveling diamond, could have shaped heartaches,
demanding your attention from the offset. A lot of the drum sound on this track is due to legendary mixing engineer Chad Blake. He has an amazing way of getting massive clean low ends in his mixes, and this is exactly what he did here. The kick drum sounds absolutely massive, but at the same time doesn't step on the toes of the other instruments.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I need the deep end, keep imagining meeting wished away entire life.
When it comes to the bass tone, Nick O'Malley is often found playing a precision bass, especially in this era, running it through an Ampeg SVT stack, which James Ford says he loves to record in the studio and sometimes mixes a bit of DI signal in with it. Nick usually uses a Woolly Mammoth pedal by Zvex for distortion/fuzz tones, or a Sky Chord Truck Loud overdrive pedal, and that sounds like what he's doing here. nice thick bass tone with a generous amount of gain. To replicate this, just get a good P bass, an Ampeg style amp, and a nice drive/distortion pedal. Now if you look at the star of the show, the guitar parts, Jamie and Alex are basically playing the same parts throughout the whole song, however in different positions on the neck, to get a slightly different tone. Playing the same notes on a thicker string on a guitar makes the sound thicker, and at the same time determines how spitty the fuzz pedal they're using for this reacts. Around this time, Alex was using a Cornell First Fuzz, which is basically a fuzz face style pedal, and live he uses a Gretsch Duo Jet for this song, so we can presume that's what he used in the studio. Jamie usually uses an SG or 335 for this, and they both seem to like to run through amps that are in the Vox family. So pair a good humbucker guitar with the fuzz pedal with just the right amount of cut and low end spit through a Vox style amp, and you're pretty much there. Alex Turner's voice in this album was quite a departure from previous albums. Deeper, darker, and more held together, it's arguable that his voice is what defined the AM album so much. On this track, tons of reverb.
I'm a puppet on a string, Tracy Island, time traveling diamond could.
With layers of harmonies from Matt Helders that also feature reverb and a generous amount of delay, coming together to soar above the simple rock style production of the instruments underneath.
Well, are you mine? Are you mine?
So as we see from a production standpoint, pretty simple. A classic rock inspired setup, fat drums, amazing P-bass tone, and some fuzzed out guitars. Again, Chad Blake did an amazing job on this song, making it sound larger than life but without being too bloated or compressed. Are You Mine is up there with Arctic Monkeys' most popular songs, probably only second to Do I Wanna Know, but in my opinion, Are You Mine deserves that spot. With however many streams and countless album sales AM as an album went on to do, there's a reason so many people have this album in their physical music collection or on regular repeat on streaming services. What song would you like me to look at next? Let me know down in the comments and I'll see you next time.
That the nights were mainly made for saying things that you can't say tomorrow day. Crawling back to you, everything